Good morning, guys. What is going on? It's Wednesday, and I've got something really cool showing up today, and it has to do with those other boxes. Now, we talked about this a little bit, but today we really get into it. And I don't know if it's gonna work, but I'm certainly gonna give it a try. But like I say almost in every video, gotta go to work first. Nice thing is I only got a half day today. Cool. Okay, so it's time. I also have a couple other items that I want to unbox. I guess really, for this all to make sense, we need to open this guy up. And what have I done? Well, listen. I talked about in another video the idea of a vlogging camera. Perfect vlogging camera. Something that you're going to be able to get the majority of the shots that I want to get and make it look fairly good. But also, move over a little bit. Yeah. But also to use the camera for other things, such as, doing regular videos so they're going to look good, crisp, clear, and again, to be able to do the vlogs. Now, I love my Sony, which we're using here. I love my A7S II Sony, but the problem is this can't do a whole lot of 4K because it heats up. I don't want to necessarily use the Sony because it doesn't have a flip screen and the battery sucks. So it's just a real toss-up between, making concessions to do that, and at any point, I just shoot in 60p, which sometimes this doesn't do so well in it either. It heats up. By the way, it's refurbished, not in original box, which is fine because I got a hell of a deal on it. The 80D. Now, I used to have the 70D, and I absolutely loved the camera. I thought it was an awesome camera, and of course, everyone got on the 4K bandwagon, and as much as 4K is nice, I love 60p. And the fact that it's only at 1080 is fine by me. If I want to do 4K, I'm going to think about how I'm going to handle that in the future, because I think what I might end up doing is sell the A7S II, and for the cost of that, it could pretty much pay for this and an A6500 almost. So I think that's what I might do, just to get that Sony feel. But this is a great camera. From quality standpoint, flip out screen, and by the way, for a refurb, this thing is spotless. I mean, this thing is brand new. I'm pretty excited to start using this. So, with that being said, battery, charger, I've got a ton of Canon batteries still from other stuff, so and the battery life is awesome on these things. So, there's no lens there. Probably one of the most popular wide-angle lenses out there these days. The 10x18 millimeter. It's got autofocus is amazing. It's an f4, which is a pretty versatile lens. It gives you sharp, wide-angle shots. And again, it's inexpensive. I think it's under $300 or $400. So this is my lens of choice, most likely for vlogging, if I'm going to use it. Now, again, because of the size of the damn camera, it's not always conducive to the environment, which is why I'd probably continue to use the Sony. And in some instances, a smartphone, whether that's going to be the Pixel or the iPhone, which I think have probably the best cameras out there. But here she is. It's got stabilizer functionality on it, so for walking around, it's nice and compact. And again, the angle is such a nice wide angle at 10 millimeters, and it gives you a little bit of zoom to move up to the 18 to be able to, maybe capture a shot that you may not necessarily have been able to get otherwise. So there it is. That is the 10x18 by Canon. I'll put all the information down below. If it's a lens that you might be interested in, we'll do a video on it. Everyone and their mother uses that lens for the most part when it comes to vlogging. However, There is one other lens that is probably one of the most popular lenses out there that will allow me to expand to get that shot. Not that I am any kind of photographer to begin with, but I had this lens, and if you know me and you follow anybody that I follow or I'm friends with, you probably know what lens this is. And thanks to LD, I traded him one of my other lenses for this lens, which is the Sigma 18-35. Probably one of the best lenses I have ever used for a camera. Quality, just production on it, and this continues with what I can't get from this. And again, this is not going to be a walking around lens, clearly, but hey Larry, what's all these marks over this? I'm just kidding. So, where am I? I love this lens. Obviously, again, it's massive. There's probably not a whole lot of people that would want to be carrying this around on a daily basis, just for the simple fact that it's a big-ass lens, and this is not a small camera to begin with. So, you know, it definitely adds a bunch of weight to it, but bar none, one of the best lenses out there. So you cannot go wrong with this lens and this combination. Tell you what, if the battery's charged, we'll continue. Yeah, there it goes. It's charged. Alright, so let's just do that. Alright, so there it is. It's set up. And two more things to unbox. And as I'm making a mess here. And, okay, so next up, we've got something that I think is a must. And it's just the Joby, which I'll be getting the larger Joby FlexPod. Again, I think everybody and their brother uses it. It's a okay tripod, but I got an additional quick mount, so if I want to throw this on a tripod here, the clip will be the same. Also, I got this so I can put the other plate on the Sony in case I want to throw that on the tripod as well, or on the Joby Pod, so it'll be much easier to be able to swap those out and to do that. So definitely worth it. Again, links for this down below. And it's funny because it said that the FlexPod was supposed to be here today, but it didn't ship yet. I'm like, so how can that be? Alright, so last but not least, this is awesome. I want to thank the folks over at Anker for replacing this for me. I had a 14-port USB 3.0 hub in my desk. About 4 or 5 of the ports, I'm like 4 or 5 of the ports went bad. Don't know what happened, they just don't work. And like 1 and 2 don't work, but 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, something like that. So anyway, I was talking to them and reached out, and I said, hey, what's the best one I can buy that might be better or newer than the 14 hub? And they were nice enough to send me out the 10. So Anker, thank you guys very much for that. So I'm going to be using this to replace the one in the desk. Now, of course, it's nice that it's a little bit smaller because I do have it in the part where you store all the cables on the back. And I think this is actually, yeah, this is nice. This is so much smaller than the other one. So that's actually going to be good. I like that. And you know what? I actually like this one because of the white. I might buy another one of these and mount it on the desk. Like, you know, if I mount it like that, you'll never notice because it's the white. It just might be an extension. I'll put it next to the card reader. So I might get a second one of these. And then that way I have a USB hub away from, you know, having to always, because I always have to lift up the back to get to the hub because that's pretty much what I just use it for things that are permanent. So, again, Anker, thank you guys very much for that. So that's pretty much it. I was excited to get this stuff in and, you know, hopefully make the vlogs a little bit better. you know, as far as just trying to get some good shots. And because I feel like I like to get the, you know, if I do the B-roll, I like to be able to have a more cinematic shot than just a point-and-shoot camera. You know, if I want to throw this the 18 to 35 on there and maybe do more of a just a prettier shot, as I like to refer to it as when I watch other people do videos, and you know, focus more back on, instead of just being so raw with the point and shoot, which is nice, it's quick, it's easy, it's a small camera, it's great to carry around, but there are just some times where I feel like I miss that going overboard, you know, like when you do a video review, and I would do the B-roll and do, you know, hours and hours of editing to make something look cool, or a slider shot. I kind of want to start incorporating that back again, but, you know, still be able to get you guys the raw information. I just miss it. So after talking to a bunch of guys about, you know, changing camera styles up, this just kept coming up. So thank you guys for all the help with that. But all right, guys, so that pretty much took up the rest of the video today. But I also want to mention that I do need to mess with the settings. It was not the best quality picture on that, so I don't want that to be indicative of what the camera is like. And I just have to mess with it and fine-tune it and get it to where it needs to go. So I just want to bring that up. But if you enjoyed this video, please feel free to give it a like. And, of course, subscribe. Hit the little bell. That way you get all the videos. You get notified when a new video goes up. Guys, thank you all so much for the continued support. And with that being said, till the next one. See ya!